Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. This is Balsamic Moon Tarot and I am doing a tarot reading here for the collective. The theme today is aim for the stars, and I'm just going to meditate on that and see what message comes through. Okay, so just taking a deep breath, letting myself relax. I'm going to pause and shuffle a bit and get a few cards to start with. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I have a few cards to start with, and then I'm going to shuffle some more on screen and just go with the flow of the reading. I have the Six of Cups here, the Seven of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Okay. So the first message I'm getting with on this reflection of aiming for the stars, I think that on a collective level, many of us are really trying to grow up. I don't know I was gonna say man up, but that's really not that's not a good phrase to use, right? And I don't even like to say grow up because that also sounds a bit condescending. But I feel like some of us are really trying to do something difficult here, and recognize our comfort zones, really be honest with ourselves about our comfort zone, and try to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone. This doesn't have to be a big ordeal. It could be even something we do in minor ways, in smaller ways. But that is the first message here, that identifying even what is the comfort zone is an important part of the process. We may be taking for granted things in our life that are quite comfortable. We may not appreciate them so fully right now just because they've been so they've been around for a long time. You know, maybe friends that have been around for a long time, or a comfortable job, or a comfortable living situation. You know, there's a certain level of comfort now, and we don't need to turn away from them or anything. It's not like we need to reject these. I think this is a message about, we just need to reflect on that, because having gratitude right now, having appreciation for these things is important if we want to accomplish bigger things, right? It's just kind of getting grounded and seeing things as they are in our life, and appreciating the little things as well, appreciating the small things that we might have taken for granted recently. Okay, so let's keep going and see what else. The Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment card. Yeah, wow. And I think this is, you know, something many of us are intuiting, that there are big changes ahead. And see the Three of Swords. There are big changes ahead, and I think we're anticipating some kind of separation or goodbye, like some kind of pain that we will need to experience, something that we will need to grieve, just inevitably, right? Just because we cannot control everything in our lives, there's something out of control here that is out of our control. The Hermit card. Yeah, so I'm just gonna throw things out there, so that if this resonates for you, this is definitely a message for you. If it doesn't, just, you know, let everything wash through you, and don't overthink this. But, you know, I call this a collective message because I'm just trying to channel everything that I pick up and make it applicable for as many people as possible, because I'm trying to tap into currents of the day, you know, collective currents of the present moment. So with the Hermit and the Three of Swords, I see that there are a whole bunch of us that have, it's two things. a whole bunch of us have been feeling probably quite isolated or lonely. Maybe because we've been toiling away in some way that we can only do on our own. You know, we've been doing something that we can't really get a lot of assistance with, maybe by design, but it's been a solitary process or a solitary journey. And you know, we're starting to feel now the effects of the isolation. Maybe the isolation wasn't as bad before, but now it's sort of becoming more of a painful ordeal. Yeah, and I think that there's a need for a change. I think a lot of us are, oh, I saw this one. A lot of us are trying to figure out the next step because we don't think this is sustainable. Wow, forgiveness. So some of us are definitely rethinking perhaps the reasons why we decided to go solo or to do things on our own. And with forgiveness, this is not just about forgiving another person in our life. This is also very much about forgiving ourselves, even forgiving the world for being the way it is. Forgiveness to me really speaks to acceptance as well, and understanding at a very deep level that all of life is a blessing. And I know that that's very hard to believe much of the time. There's a lot of reason to believe that life is not a blessing. But with forgiveness, this is something that we can aim to achieve when we have the space and the space and the rest. I feel like when you're able to carve some time out for yourself and reflect and rest, and you can identify what the negative feelings or what the blockages are within you, maybe the tensions, if you can gently think upon, you know, why that is. What is it that you're holding on to? What is the anger or resentments that you might be holding on to? That can help you in the process of accepting that it is the way it is. So this is not trying to say you should forgive X, Y, or Z. This is, to me, saying that forgiveness is pointing to a part of the cycle now that we can approach, where we have more time to reflect on and to reflect inward, when we have more time to contemplate something that we have not given deep thought to. So we see the Hermit, we see the Three of Swords. This is all necessary part of the process of healing and restoring ourselves, because I see that with the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment card, there's a strong desire here to restore ourselves, to be, I want to say be born anew, but what I really mean is like, I don't mean that in like a religious term. When I say that, I mean like, you know, feeling like your old self, like maybe you've been feeling very drained, or maybe you've had to deal with sickness and you have health issues. Maybe you are in a relationship, or you're not really, you haven't been as romantic as usual, you haven't had much passion as usual. So it's like this desire to sort of restore yourself and restore the vitality and the passion and the life force in you. I think there's a strong desire for that, and I think there's also a high likelihood of that. But again, I called this reading Aim for the Stars because I feel like there is a need to re-envision and return to a dream, or return to the process of dreaming itself, right? One, Transcendence. Wow. Beautiful cards. I love this deck. Wow. So what I'm getting here with this beautiful spread so far is that there is definitely a disillusionment, right, that I think collectively we're recovering from. And we're trying to identify what it is that we truly believe in, what it is that truly inspires us. With one and transcendence, I think there is a message here that if we can bring things down to the fundamentals, if we can bring things down to the simplest form, that, you know, even just meditation and breath work, right? If we can calm ourselves enough to focus on what is, to contemplate what is it that unites us all, what is it that the universe is made of, right? It's all one. It is all, we are all part of the same wonderful phenomenon of energy and form and matter. We're all here, we're all participating, we're all present in this. The transcendence here helps us transcend our ego, helps us transcend our smaller grievances, our smaller, you know, I don't want to use the word smaller, but it helps us transcend the grievances, the concerns, the anxieties that arise from, you know, having a focus on just our individual ego. Okay, so that's a lot. I'm really feeling the weight of that. So let me just keep going, see what kind of clarification. Wow, the King of Cups. Very spiritual, very healing. So this collective message is definitely for people who've been on a healing journey, or you've been healing others, you've been helping others. Seven of Cups. Yeah, and I think that you know, whoever is drawn to this message, you have, I think, poured a lot of yourself into your work, into your path, your vocation, your chosen life path. There's been a much joy in giving, and you've really you've been in touch with a lot of your spirituality or even your creativity. But with the Seven of Cups, what I'm seeing here is that you're sort of pouring yourself into all these different ways that you're now trying to slow down. You know, you don't think that this is sustainable, and you want to find a way to structure this better. You want to find a way to, again, aim for the stars. You want to recalibrate the dream itself. You want to make sure that what you're aiming to do even still resonates with you. Three of Cups. The Hanged Person. Okay, interesting. The Three of Cups. The Seven of Cups. I don't know why this is giving me, I feel like there's something else hidden here, so I'm just going to keep pulling a couple more cards to clarify this. The Three of Cups and the Hanged Person. We have 12, so number 3 is also showing up there. Please clarify or explain this combination. The Eight of Cups now, so many cups. And the Venerable Woman, which is the High Priestess in this deck. Okay, let's go ahead and pull an oracle card. You are about to shine. This card came out just the other day, so wow, interesting. Strong message there. Prayer answered. Wow. Okay. So so much. Okay, so much to look at. Let me just take a pause here. Okay, so I got an interesting message. So the Three of Cups with the Hanged Person. There is now a reunion. This hanged person, this hangman, is the situation itself where many of us have felt like something has stalled, like we've been, even though we've been doing the work on some level, the change that we're hoping for, and even the renewal, the restoration of self, like all these things that we're searching for, that we're working for, it's felt like it's been on hold. The new phase in life, the new change that's going to breathe in new energy into our lives, we felt like it's on hold. The Three of Cups is pointing to a situation in which we experience some kind of reunion, gathering of forces, and I think it's related to the Eight of Cups as well. So what I'm saying here is that when I said aim for the stars, there are others who are aiming for the same star, right? Aim for the star. Like, if you continue down this path of staying true to yourself, true to your goal, true to the meaning and purpose that you are in touch with in your life, if you stay true to that path, you will come across others who are sort of on the same path. Like, maybe not exactly the same path, but you are meant to meet, you're meant to gather. And so the Eight of Cups with the Venerable Woman here, there is a lot of pain still. It's not like 100% positive feelings, because what the Eight of Cups shows is that there is also a leaving behind of something or someone or some situation. I think it's more energetic. We're to leaving behind of energies that have been familiar to you. So again, we started the reading of Six of Cups, which to me can be about the past and our childhood and even our comfort zone, and those little things that make life kind of feel safe and comfortable. We do have to leave that energy behind, right? So the Eight of Cups is the journey of transformation. You're transforming your own feelings about everything, and so you're leaving behind feelings, right? You're leaving behind feelings you used to have, nostalgia you used to have, sentimentality that you used to have, and it no longer is relevant to you. It's really leaving behind attachments. It's leaving behind associations. It's leaving behind certain fantasies or dreams or ideals. So the Venerable Woman, the High Priestess, is pointing to the path to, it's the importance of really going within and paying attention to those signs, paying attention to your intuition, because this intuition is the reason why you feel these urges to let go and release the past. This intuition is guiding you towards that big change. However, we are meant to be in this place that's a bit of a limbo here. Like, this is important because collectively, I think we all are being drawn to the same star in a sense, you know, like some of us, again, when I say aim for the stars, when you really think about your biggest dream or what your dream is right now, what is the present moment guiding you to do? What is it inspiring you to do? You're going to discover that this is inspiring others right now as well. You are about to shine, prayer answered. Okay, so we got these two cards as well. And wow, this is really interesting. This deck is very interesting for the animals, the animal guides represented. So I do want to just pause and just like read the guidebook and see what else is here. Okay, wow, beautiful message here, and I have to read this in its entirety because it's just so special, and it's exactly what I was just saying. There's also a siren right now, which I take a lot of times when I do my readings. I listen to the noises in my surroundings. So the siren is also an emphasis on the fact that this message is very important. So you are about to shine. Okay, let me read this because the whole thing is just so beautiful. So the animal guide here is the armadillo. You are about to shine. Just as we see armadillo wearing an armor of scales, this reinforces the idea of going inward. The inward work is exactly what allows us to shine outward. This inner contemplation leads to a more brilliant inner light that will eventually be witnessed and felt by all. Armadillo says that what you have to offer will be recognized. Do not get bogged down with Don't get bogged down with how and when. Do not be led by outside validation. Instead, be led by the greater consciousness you were created from. We connect to our inner light when we connect to the source that created us. Armadillo's medicine asks you to create a very intimate relationship with that which created you. I'm sorry if you don't see this very well, but I hope I'm reading this out clearly enough. You are being asked to level up your daily prayers and create a dialogue with life with a capital L. Drop all your wants and desires and create an intense conversation with the great mystery about receiving guidance to do what you are created to do. We all have a special gift that lies dormant within us, waiting to actualize. In this moment of deep connection to the great mystery, a mysterious energy begins to activate our gift. This conversation and prayer you create needs to feel very real. Prayer does not need to look one specific way. It is an intimate communion with that which you were created from. Start speaking to life. If you create this intense and mystical relationship with life daily, you will begin to witness yourself unlocking all your gifts. Life speaks back to those who speak to it, but it is your job to start the conversation. You might not receive an answer right away, but it will come to you with full force in the perfect way at the right time. Armadillo's medicine says that you are about to be seen, heard, felt, witnessed, understood, and recognized. It's coming for you. You are about to shine so brightly, but now is the before time, where you first must ignite your gift of light through going inward and channeling the universe. Wow, okay, and then the next card is the prayer answered card. So we have a card about the importance of prayer, and then the next card is the prayer answered card, which has the buffalo in it, very sacred animal to, North American Indians, right? So it's like, I love how this whole beautiful spread has shown itself, because we have the Hermit here with the Three of Swords and with forgiveness. We have a depiction of someone who is indeed trying to go within, trying to contemplate the deeper, greater meanings of life, and is also feeling pain as a result, right? It's the pain of going on this journey alone and feeling like you are alone on this journey. But I think this is a path that is leading us to forgive ourselves, forgive others, forgive the world, forgive the world for being what it is, because the world does have cruelty and so much that can keep us in a state of non-belief, right? Keep us in a state of despair, cynicism. So again, the Hanged Person, again, the Three of Cups. We're not alone in this. We may feel alone right now, but this is a journey that others are on. And, praying, speaking to life will help us also reconnect. Prayer will help us reconnect with our guides and with the force of life itself. So if we have felt kind of stuck or isolated from it, now is the time to put those things into words. Again, prayer can look any way we want. Like, it doesn't have to be prayer as it's traditionally defined. Prayer can be in the arts. Prayer can be in song or dance, or even in gardening, like treating a plant with care can be prayer. So I do want you to think about that word very creatively and openly, right? The important thing here is that with the Eight of Cups and the High Priestess, our intuition is indeed guiding us, and it's our intuition that's telling us you know, it's guiding us towards where the miracle is, right? Where the miracles are. The miracles will show up in front of us as long as we keep this faith and as long as we keep following our inner voice here. So there's so much here, right? There's such a beautiful message there. I feel like the cards are kind of just repeating themselves. So I'm just going to pull a few more to see what else, what other messages might be important for today. But you know, this is the thing, right? We're not meant to know everything, and that's also why the Hanged Person is here. The Hanged Person, the Hangman card, is about the contemplation of the mystery. Also means accepting what you see in front of you for what it is, and accepting that the mystery unfolds every moment to moment. The mystery is always unfolding, always offering something new. And so when we pause and just reflect on that, when we pause and just witness, right, witness our surroundings with that attunement, that attentiveness, that openness to receiving. 5 of Wands. See, this is about struggle. Oh, King of Cups again, and the Ace of Pentacles. So we see here the King of Cups figure again, and I think that many of us have struggled to make a good life for ourselves, you know, to have some kind of stability or safety or health, even health. I think many of us have struggled to have that, but I think with the 5 of Wands here, what it's showing is that these obstacles are temporary and they're dying down. These obstacles are short-lived, and what's important is that we keep the faith that the seeds were planted are growing. Okay, we have the 8 of Pentacles. We're doing so much to grow our future. We're doing so much to secure our future, and sometimes we just need a gentle affirmation from within that it's all coming into being, it's all coming into place. I see a lot of, you know, resonance with the Ace of Pentacles and this Wheel of Fortune. This is about natural cycles, and you can't, you know, you can't change the course of nature, right? But you can work with nature, you can work with natural cycles, and that's internal as well. You can work with the natural cycle of your own healing process, your own spiritual source. I pulled so many, I've already pulled multiple cards from this deck, but I just grabbed it. So I just want to get another one here. And then I see at least one more deck I can also pull from. This card is calling me. Kindness, yeah. Kindness. And you see the resonance with kindness and the High Priestess here, the veil, kindness, and the King of Cups, right? This is, wow, do we all need this reminder? I feel like whoever's watching this maybe doesn't need this reminder, but kindness is a beautiful reminder that we not only should be kind to ourselves, we should be kind to others, you know, others who upset us, others who seem to limit us or restrict us, others who seem to, you know, want to compete against us or seem like threats to us. We should practice kindness. Forgiveness is here as well. So it's like, this is about, the kindness is not because we need to submit, right? It's not about being submissive. Kindness is about recognizing that we all are part of the same fabric of the universe. Kindness is about recognizing that none of us is better than the other, right? Like, we do not have superiority over others in this universe. Like, we are all part of the same creation. So kindness to other human beings is recognizing our common humanity. Kindness to other creatures, kindness to animals and plants is recognizing our common life force, right? The common fact that, the fact that we are a part of the same universe, the same creation. That's where kindness comes from. It's not about, you know, letting other people just walk all over us. It's about having kindness for a situation and recognizing that many of us are doing things just because many of us are doing things for the same reason, even if it looks different, even if the expression is different. Many of us are doing things that might be harmful or negative because we are feeling fear, because we're feeling unsafe, right? So that's kindness operating in the world, when you can recognize that others who may be threatening or harmful to you could be feeling the same way as you, you know, could be feeling just as threatened as you. Wow, we have the Fool. We have the Fool card here. And, you know, this makes me think of the one card here. So the Fool card is the number 0, because 0 is about the totality of the whole universe, the whole creation itself. The 0 is about infinite potential, right? How do we approach things when we have no assumptions, right? We're much more open. We're much more courageous or willing to experiment, right? The Fool card calls us to open up and let us not just assume things, but actually be present in the moment and experience everything in the present moment. I think the Hangman also speaks to that, so I'm going to pull it up again here with the Fool card, right? The Hangman and the Fool card. This is really paying attention to the present moment and being receptive, being curious even, wanting to observe and witness all that is around you, because you appreciate that nothing will ever be the same as this moment, right? 4 of Cups, this was calling to me. The 4 of Cups, yeah. Wow, yeah, it's hard to feel excited all the time, but I think that when we get our needs met, when we just allow ourselves, forgive ourselves for what we need even, that is a much easier process. That whole healing process of, you know, walking away from the things that don't serve us, walking towards the new challenges that are better for us, that are, you know, that we do feel called to, that we do feel destined to, right? That's an easier process. Okay. I'm going to pull a couple more cards, and that will be it. Courage, yeah. Courage. Beautiful. Oh, I have to show you a close-up of this Courage card too. Is there another card in here that wants to come out? Is there another card? No, there isn't. Okay. How about this one? Can I get a card from this deck, please? This one, yes. Wow, this is so cool. Fail abundantly. Okay, that's really interesting. So, this is the last message. I know I've said a lot, and I don't mean to go on and on and on, but I think that there is a last message here that may be a bit more tailored to some of us more than others. So we got kindness, forgiveness, the Fool, courage, which has a flower growing through the concrete here. And fail abundantly, right? Fail. That's the word there, that it says fail, not fall. Fail abundantly. So talking about failure, which makes me think of this 4 of Cups that also showed up. So I feel like some of us need to hear this, that our life doesn't have to have a beautiful narrative, and we don't have to make sense of the past. We don't have to understand the past fully in order to be in the present moment fully. we don't have to have a consistent meaning that guides us through the arc of our life. We don't. And I think that's really difficult to, that's a really difficult concept, because we are strongly pressured and socialized to be this, you know, consistent kind of, to be somewhat rigid, right? To be somewhat repetitive even. Like, you know, if you say you're this, then, you know, back it up with X, Y, and Z. Like, why don't you behave like that all the time? Why don't you talk like that all the time? Why don't you act, you know, it's like we're constantly pressured to perform in a way that is consistent with certain ideas of who we are. But you know, there's a clean slate here showing up. And so with the Fool card, these notions of the past, these notions of identity, and even, you know, these notions of what our own concerns are, you know, what our passions are, what we're supposed to love, all of that is always up for grabs. Like, these things can shift, can slide away, can come, you know, they, like, we are so much more malleable than we think we are, because life itself is that way. Life evolves that way. Life is responsive, right? Life is always stimulated by change, and always trying to evolve and respond to change. And so it's okay if the way you are is not easily understood. And it's okay if the way you are doesn't easily match up to the way you've been. It's okay if you don't have a way to make sense of why you're the way you are today, whereas yesterday you were yesterday, right? It's like, it's okay if you don't have a narrative that makes sense of it right now. You may never have that narrative. And if anything, the narrative might be limiting you. The idea of having meaning might be limiting you. Instead of searching for meaning and purpose, maybe right now you should just, or sorry to say you should just, but maybe right now the goal can be to just go with what, make those mistakes, like fail, like purposely fail, right? Purposely don't live up to the expectation. Purposely don't succeed, because the idea of success itself is keeping you struggling in a way you don't need to. I feel like someone out there is going to be like, you're telling us to fail, like what? Yeah, that maybe doesn't sound like good advice, but I just said like the narrative itself is not very helpful. Our notions of failure and success are not very helpful, right? Our notions of being productive, of having a purpose, our notions of being effective are not very helpful right now. Wow, so take that take that however way you feel you need to receive it, but I just felt like it needed to be said. But yeah, this is a very strange collective message, isn't it? I think again, when I said aim for the stars, what surprised me is that I thought of that as being such an individual message, like, you know, encouraging people to endure and really be focused and driven and determined. But what showed up instead was this message that aim for the stars, meaning, you know, go towards what's calling you, because it's calling others as well. Aim for the stars because that will make you feel less, that will help you find the others and connect with others and share life with others, right? In other words, it's not the star itself, it's not the success itself that is important here. It's the fact that the journey puts you in touch with other beings. The fact that the journey itself leads us to be more kind, more compassionate, more courageous, more accepting, more radical, you know, more experimental, more improvisational, more open-minded. It's the fact that aiming for the stars gets us out of stagnancy that is keeping us rooted in painful ideas, painful beliefs, okay? I hope that's helpful to somebody out there. So much, right? So much here. But now I'm going to clear the air. I'm going to shuffle my cards away, and I'm going to go on with my day. And I hope you do too. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Whatever day you're seeing this, I hope that it is a great, wonderful, beautiful, blessed day for you. Okay, thanks for being here. See you next time.